Hello and welcome to another Zach Carnage video. Today I'm bringing you another Link combo for the Tengu Plant deck. It's had a couple of adjustments recently because there have been a few new cards announced, so we will be taking advantage of a couple of things that aren't out yet. I think the only one that this combo actually uses is the new BA Link monster, which is absolutely crazy. There is some stuff you can do with the new Aramage Link monster and some stuff you can do with the Crystron Link monster as well, but this one we're just going to look at the BA one because it's the easiest one to use. If you enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you can stay tuned to everything that's going on in the channel. Don't forget to click the bell button if you want to receive notifications of when a new video is uploaded. There are going to be a few more combo videos because I've had a few discussions with friends, thought of some new ideas that could really go into this deck and make it something very, very viable. Of course, it is a combo deck, so it is susceptible to a reasonable amount of hand traps, and you have to sort of play around that as best you can. So these combos that I'm going to be showing off, we're just going to assume that we don't run into any disruption at any point, because this is all about turn 1 making some cool boards. So this will be your field at the end of the combo. You'll still have 2 more cards in hand. This Firewall Dragon has used its effect, symbolised by the coin. This one hasn't, so you've got a double spin, you've got protection, and of course you've got Bagooska. So this is a really, really nice combo. It only takes 2 specific cards in your hand. You will then, in addition to that, need a couple of monsters. And it uses about half of your extra deck, but then of course you've got that double spin, so if something goes terribly wrong you can always spin back some stuff from your grave. We do have 7 cards banished, so it's really up to you what you want to keep in your grave, because you will be using snow to get this thing going. So without further ado, let's get into the combo. So this is everything that you'll need in the extra deck. Order of Summons start on the right hand side, and we're going to go through to the left hand side, ending on Bagooska of course. You'll need a couple of tokens. Keep in mind we've got some proxies in here, the Firewall Dragons, the same proxies that I've been using for a while for these combo videos. Still too pricey because Spyrals is a good deck, so I couldn't really pick them up. And this is of course the new BA monster. This is a Link monster, but it is printed very oddly. So if you're watching my videos, you might see a couple of proxies coming up that I've printed in this very odd fashion. But this is the new BA Link monster, so you require 2 level 3s to summon this. Angel, I believe she's called. She's a fairy linked to effect monster, 500 attack, arrows point down to the right and left, which is really good. She protects monsters that she points to from destruction by card effects. You can send a card you control to the grave to protect her from destruction, and the most important effect is that she can send a level 3 monster from the deck to the graveyard in order to boost the attack and defense of a BA monster. I think it might actually be BA monsters on the field, but definitely at least 1, so you can send any level 3 basically, and that's the only thing that we're going to use this for. So keep in mind that's what this card is going to be doing. So to work this combo, you're going to need 2 specific cards in your hand, which are both essentially 6-ofs. We need a Predaplant Opera Scorpio, which could also be a Lone Fire Blossom, makes it slightly better, and a Reborn Tengu, which could also be a Tenki, also makes it slightly better, because in both cases, when you have the other versions, then you get more cards which are targets to be banished for your Fairy Tale Snow. In addition to these 2, you will need 2 monsters. It can be any 2 monsters in the deck, including extra copies of Scorpio and stuff. It just can't be extra copies of Tengu unless you're planning on firewalling them out, and then the combo changes a little bit, but not too much. So we're just going to take 2 hand traps that I've just randomly grabbed out of the deck because they have no interactions when they are sent to the graveyard, so it seemed like a good choice. So to start the combo, we're going to normal summon over Scorpio, activate its effect by discarding 1 monster, which will summon a Cobra from the deck. Cobra's effect will trigger to add Brilliant Fusion from the deck to the hand. These 2 can then be link summoned into the new BA monster, which is pointing down here and here. Use its effect to send Dandelion to the graveyard, and that will summon 2 tokens to our field. So we're just going to put them here. It doesn't matter too much where they are, just not in the linked zones obviously. Then we are going to need another normal summon to get the Tengu out, so Brilliant Fusion gets us Seraphonite by sending Snow and a Gem Knight. The Gem Knight that we're going to send is Alexandrite. I've gone with this monster because it has a reasonable attack of 1800, it's level 4, which means it's easier to make your rank 4 plays. It's an effect monster, which means that you can use it for Deco Talker, and it's an Earth, obviously. So that allows you to make some cool stuff with Mrs. Radiant from time to time. So that is the summon of Seraphonite. which gets us the extra normal summon of Tengu. Now we make our Link 4 summon into Firewall Dragon, which will trigger the effect of Tengu to summon another Tengu from the deck. These 2 tokens can then be turned into a Proxy Dragon, which can only go here because it has to be below the Firewall Dragon. Once that's done, we're going to make a Link 3 summon into Decode Talker. Now the last thing to happen was Reborn Tengu leaving the field, and the summon of Decode Talker. So we're going to use the effect of a Tengu to summon a Tengu from the deck, and as Chain Link 2 and 3 we're going to use the effects of Firewall Dragon. So let's just use a marker here to show that we're using the effect of the Firewall, which will, as Chain Link 2 summon from hand, and Chain Link 3 add back the Dandelion. So we have to have this additional monster in hand just so that we can activate this effect legally. Of course, you could bluff and then be a cheat, but it's up to you. So then we summon the Dandelion to the field, and we summon a Tengu to the field. So that's the current state of things. We've got 1 monster in hand, Firewall, Decode Talker, Tengu, Dandelion, and Brilliant Fusion, and a lot of stuff in the graveyard. Okay, so to continue this combo, we're going to make our second Firewall Dragon with Decode Talker and Dandelion. Trigger the effect of Dandelion again, so we'll get 2 more tokens to our field. Next, we're going to turn this one into a Link Spider. And that's entirely so that we can make an IB with these 2, because this is a Plant Wind, level 3, if you need to know the level as well. So here's IB. And then we want to make a rank 4, so very simply we've got Snow in the Grave, so we're just going to banish any 7 of those cards. So let's get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we'll go with 7 there. Or you can send the Brilliant Fusion instead of the DD Crow, so let's do that actually. So banish those 7 to summon Snow, and then these 2 make your rank 4 Bagooska. So now we end with Bagooska, IB, Firewall, and Firewall. Because these guys can't be changed to defense position, it means that their effects are free to go off. So Bagooska doesn't stop them from activating, which is really nice. So you have a double spin here, you have protection for your Bagooska, which you can just send the IB. You still have 1 card in hand, which it has to be a monster at least. Plus you've got an additional card from, which could be anything at all, which we haven't used. So that is the Bagooska combo. Thanks for watching this video. I'd love if you could leave a like to let me know if you've enjoyed this or found it helpful at all. If there's anything you'd like to find out, then please leave a comment and I'll try to answer any questions and put any updates in the description. And good gaming for the future.